Good to go? Alright, okay. Hi, my name's Garret McElfresh. I got the 23rd at the Frederick Regional, and I did that with Elfnote. There were 235 players, I believe. So I will start with the engine of the deck. I played 3 Elfnote Regina. The engine's pretty staple, so it's the 3 Regina, 3 Lucina, 3 Tinia, 1 Elfnote Fortuna, and then I played 3 the Elfnote Power Patrons. I like 3 Power Patrons because you can go through 2 on your first turn if you start with Terminus, and then you still want to have 1 in the deck for the Fortuna on your opponent's turn if you do want to activate her effect. Then I played 2 Medius the Pure, Dark Fairy, you search it off Terminus. And then I played 1 Ginoldo and then 1 Vidolium. Another Dark Fairy search target for the Terminus. And speaking of, I play 3 Terminus, dumps a Power Patron from face-up extra deck or deck to search for a Dark Fairy, and then you can only attack with Power Patron monsters for the rest of the turn. But during the at the beginning of the damage step, you can banish this card, and if a Power Patron monster is involved in battle, it will banish the opposing monster. And then I played 1 Elfnote's Welcome Home. It will uh, send 1 from hand or field to grave, special from deck, a different attribute Elfnote. Monster in the center column can't be destroyed by card effects. This is just a monster reborn called the Haunted type card. Also, like Welcome Home, sends from hand or field to the grave, targets a card, special summons it, but if you control a synchro monster on resolution, it can non-target negate a card on the field. And then the non-engine, I played 3 Phydralis Harmonia. Uh, you're a synchro deck, card's broken. I only played 2 foolish targets for it in the extra deck though, because the extra deck space did feel a little tight. But we'll get there in a moment. I played 3 Ash Blossom. Uh, just very flexible card. It can hit one of the 2 Charmies if your hand doesn't play well into one of them. Normally you can play well into either Perulia or Fualos, but not both. Then I played 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Bell, and then 1 Magnamut. I just wanted hand trap flexibility, so I played 2 Woves instead of another 3 of. And I played 3 Fallen in the Virtuous. Good card. It's flexible. It can dodge target negation. It can help break boards, and then the 1 Called by the Grave. Just another way to stop your opponent from stopping you from playing on your first turn. And then for my extra deck, I did the two Elfnote monsters. Strelitzia is really good for extending, for summoning a guy back on your opponent's turn to use their effects on your opponent's turn, like Tinia Hand Rip or the Fortuna put back into the hand. A couple of times I did use Fortuna to remove the Rhapsody of Madness from my field, so that way it didn't get destroyed by Fallen in the Virtuous if I've already used said effect. And then June Pride is your 10 to go off of on your opponent's turn, or go into on your opponent's turn uh, if you activate Fortuna. And then the other Synchro monsters were TG Hyper Librarian. It makes Terminus one of the best 1-card starters I've ever seen. Search Medius, summon Medius. Medius effect. Don't normally. I got Fluid on Medius effect a lot, and I didn't even. I searched the Vidolium and gave them 1 draw by making Excel start a Synchro Dragon. This card's insane. Many times I just had, through Fua, I had him, and my round 2 opponent was playing Branded Ritual of Light and Darkness. And, excuse me, and after he normal summoned Fallen of Albaz, and I ended on just this and another body, I went ahead and synchro summoned into a, or I used his effect, summoning a Stardust, and then synchroed into the Strelitzia using the level 1 I still had on field, and a 6. So the Fallen of Albaz just didn't get any value after he discarded because the monsters summoned off of Excel are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of the turn. And then one of the targets for Harmonia is Malong. Just clears another body. Keeps you from dying, honestly. Then I played 1 Dawn Dragster, a good 7 that you can go into on your opponent's turn with Excel if you have a 6 and Power Patron on field. spell negates are always good, especially if you don't want them to hurt your back row. And then I played Black Rose Dragon just for weird rogue matchups. It's also just good at blowing up your entire board, and you can chain block it if there is any like weird Enneacraft stuff going on. Uh, I didn't play against that, thankfully. I don't want to read cards. I played the one Crystal Wing. Many times I had Strelitzia and Excel on field, and a Power Patron, level 1 tuner. So what I would do is I would bring something back with the Strelitzia, and then Excel tag out into Stardust for a Destruction Negate, and then Quick Sync using the tuner and the Strelitzia into the uh, I'm blanking, Crystal Wing. That way you're getting a Destruction Protection and a Monster Negate and Destroy. And then for my other Harmonia target, I played Omega. You can just use it against decks that like having cards in graveyard to put their card back and then have him back in the extra deck. One time I actually had Ecclesia in my grave, or I sent her Ecclesia to the grave with with the Harmonia because I had Fallen in the Virtuous in hand. So I activated the Fallen in the Virtuous on my turn after Harmonia destroying on their turn, and then I already had her in grave. So after I sent the Albion, um, I just Ecclesia targeted Albion and then one of their other cards to help break the board. So I didn't get the Albion effect to set another Fallen, but that was fine because I pretty much just broke their board and established my own. And then Ravenous Crocodragon, card's insane if you have like a level 3 hand trap and your only line to actually get to your Elfnote plays is like a Lucina, and they Ash the Search of Lucina. You can just normal summon like Ash Blossom, and then hopefully you draw into another card to start playing. If not, it's just a body that draws you a card, and you can discard 2 to target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. And then Chaos Angel, it's you have a Light and Fortuna and a Dark and Medius the Pure. Card's insane. You can also make it on your opponent's turn by giving them only 1 draw through Fua. With the Excel, if you just leave Fortuna and then summon Medius back from the grave with his own effect, tag into the Stardust, and then use those 2 to synchro into a Chaos Angel. And then Chaos Angel is unaffected by everything until the end phase, so they can't out it with like Fallen of the Virtuous or something. They can pop it on the next turn, but it's just a big body that's unaffected by everything till end phase, and then live with its light and dark effect on your turn. And then I played Ruddy Rose Dragon. I really did not want my back row, the Rhapsody of Madness, getting destroyed by card effects. So another funny thing, it's just the same thing. It's send her to the graveyard for cost, negate a destruction effect, and then you can float into Black Rose. You won't get her on summon effect because it's not a synchro summon, but if you have the level 1 tuner and Excel on field, you can make Crystal Wing. So it's just a bunch of ways to interact on your opponent's turn, make Crystal Wing, other synchro plays, and then just resolving the Elfnote Power Patron to get multiple searches. It's just nice. And then my side deck is a bit funky. I had 2 standard cards in Droll, and then something that's not, well, might be more standard now, but wasn't so standard when I was preparing for the regional, is Trap Eater. I played 2 Rollad, and then I played against 2 Blitzclick, and it came in both of those matchups. It's specifically good in this deck because if you have Trap Eater and a level 6 like Lucina, and that's your only line of play and it gets stopped, that's fine because you have a level 4 tuner and a level 6 monster, so you just make June Pride, and then June Pride effect, summon another starter from deck, and then summon the Lucina or 6 that got negated back from the graveyard, and you just keep going. And then I played 3 Contact C, and I only put it in against Cool Tune when I was playing against that. I didn't play against much Cool Tune. I played against 2, and it came up once, and when it came up, it won me the game. They normal summoned I believe it was Q. It was either Q or the level 3 fire, but they just didn't have a level 9 synchro tuner. So I activated this to summon to their field, and then chained the effect veiler so they couldn't. It was Q because they wanted to search for another monster, and then I chained the effect veiler so they couldn't search for said monster. And then I played 2 Lightning Storm, one Harpy's Feather Duster. I played 3 Solemn Accusation. I'm going to change these to Warning if I plan on playing much more at locals. Um, if we'd have a lot of cool tune on our locals, some weeks there's a lot of just random crap. But Accusation was really, really didn't do much for me. Uh, it was good, but I would have preferred Warning because my 2 losses were one was to Cool Tune, and then one was to what was the other one to? Rollad. So if I just would have, I feel like Warning would have done more because Accusation doesn't do much against Cool Tune. You hit KTS and that's about it. And then Rollad, they place the trap from deck with Black Chaos. Or if they set it with Garifo, it can do stuff, but they're normally doing that before you get a chance to set and activate Accusation anyway. So it just felt like Warning would have been better for me over the weekend. And then I played the one Judgment. Uh, it's Judgment, Solemn Package. It's just a summon negate, and felt really good if it resolved. So that was it. That's the list I played at the Frederick Regional to top. Well, not top. I got my invite. That's all I wanted because I do not want to play in Toon format. So I was happy with the deck. Like I said, the only really change I would have made is the 3 Accusation I would have made into Warning. But that was it. Thank you.